Dave here. How are you? Now, I've recently got this little guy, and I think it's about time we got him a dog bowl and water station so that he doesn't get hungry or thirsty. So we're going to be doing some cutting. We're going to keep an eye on this guy so he doesn't go anywhere. We're going to use the bandsaw to do some circle cutting. We're going to use the drum sander to tidy up a piece of wood. And we're going to use the disc sander. We're going to use the trim router and a couple of other things. He's already over here trying to find the bowls that I put down here that we use for the templates. So there you go, Pierre. What do you reckon? We're going to have a good show, mate? Okay. See you soon. Dave here. How are you? Dave here. How are you? Today is the 27th of February 2022. As promised last week, I'm going to make this dog feeding station for the little guy who will be wandering around behind me. Come and go. He's a little French bulldog I bought. He's an ex-breeder, so he was nice and cheap in comparison to buying a cute puppy. He's 4.5 years old. We wanted another dog for Vicky's pug, so hence I was looking for something similar. I've always liked French bulldogs, so we grabbed him. His name is Pierre. So someone said, Peter actually said Pierre equals a dehydrated Frenchman. Pierre. You'll get it. I didn't, but anyway. So today on the show, we're going to create this station, and we've got a couple of viewers projects I'm going to keep you up to date with. One from Ben and another one from Andrew. So that will be happening a little bit later on in the show. First of all, I bought one of these laminated boards from Bunnings, big green warehouse, whatever you want to call it. It's acacia. It has a stain on it. I don't want the stain. I'm going to rip the board down, run it through the drum sander, and we're going to also go over to that thing over there, the bandsaw, and we will cut a circle. I'll show you how to space out circles with equal distance apart. So at the side, between, and the side. It's a very easy formula. I'll go through that. And we'll cut it out with a jigsaw. Then we'll go around with a little battery-powered trimmer to clean it all up. And we're going to put legs in. We'll be putting brass inserts into the base. And if we have time, I'm also going to build a tower, which will be for a water dispenser to go into the bowl. Now, my dog likes to chew things, so I have to make it kind of chew-proof for him. And also, having an undershot jaw, when he's drinking, he makes a mess everywhere. Slurp goes all over the place. So this tower will help to separate the water from the dry mix. So there'll be 3 bowls, one for dry mix, one for wet food, as in canned or chicken or whatever, and one for water. It'll be interesting. So if I don't finish, and I doubt that I will finish, I might just keep on going, and then we'll have the Patreon show after that. See how we go. First thing to do is get in here and cut this board down. It's a 600 by 1200 panel, and I want it to be 300 by 900. I don't want to lose the length of the offcut, which will be close to 300 millimeters. I don't want to cut the crosscut first, is what I'm saying, and have 2 900s and 2 300 by 300s. That'd just be silly. So I'm going to rip it down the center. Then we will dock this part that I've cut to the right width down to the length. All right. Now, did you get all of that? I hope so. All right. I'm going to put the dust extraction on here, and we'll run through here and do the cut. Hopefully everything will work. And I'm looking around for my eye muffs, and you're probably all looking at them. There they are, found them. The lens broke last week. Now that's not bad. I've had them for a few years. So I put the yellow lens on because that's all I had. We'll just hold that steady so it doesn't go everywhere. a yellow lens, and I was amazed when I put it on. I thought, oh, it's going to be like sunglasses, but it actually brightens the room. Did you know that? Put a comment in down the side there. Yes, Peter, I have done all the socials. We don't want to scare at Mother Nature, that is, but the sun is out in Sydney. Look out. Okay, so it's only a little bit of noise. That is just so bright. They use these for night vision, not, you know, infrared or whatever, but they do brighten things up. Okay, let's see how we go with this. I've just set it up on my bench. I've got a couple of TSO dog stops on the back here that I pushed it up against because I'm longer than the cutting capacity ordinarily. I'm using a Stanton dog lock at that end, can't get it on at this end. I've used a combination square. I've set this up so that I've come from the edge to the back edge of the guide rail and gone down the other end, moved this across to where it needed to be. I have a clamp here. I don't have a clamp here. I don't need it. Let's do the cut. I'm going to go straight through. I will bring this back up to, let's say, 25. Because it's a timber board and I'm going to plane it and put edges on it, I don't need to do the reverse scribe. Here we go. I'll drop this down. Not wanting to. I should have pushed that down first. I'm going to stop. There we go. That's the little guard on the waist side. I forgot to push that down. There we go. That's better. I'm using a combination blade in there at the moment, and it does a decent job. Acacia is not a soft timber. It's a hardwood because it flowers. And also it is hard. There's hardwood and there's hardwood. All right. Now that I have that, a lot of drivers use this type of lens today, Peter. Whoa, what a difference when I took it off. I'll release this, spin it around, take it out, and pull this back off that dog down there. That dog down there. Release that. Okay. So there I have my board that is the right width. I can dock it to length now if I want to. Look, why not? Let's do it. Moving a few things around here. I put things up here so I don't lose them. Probably the biggest mistake I've ever made. They're going to be all on top of each other and I'll be going, I don't know where the thing is. All right, let's have a look. What have we got? A tight dog down there. Yes, and a tight dog down here on this, on the crosscut. What do we want here? I want a dog there and another dog there. I'll just throw a couple of these in. I like these because they can go underneath the actual guide rail. These are the ones that John made for me. About there. And that's all looking pretty good. I'll do a measure. It's only one piece, so I'm not going to have to worry about multiples. And I don't think Pierre's going to worry too much if his station is 899 or 901 millimeters. Baroness, on the other hand, may get a little bit ticked off. Let me see if I got another one of those. I do. Now, one of the upgrades I've just done on my dog locks, if you haven't seen these are a little invention I made. This end is set. This end now has these large knobs. So if you're ordering them now, they will come with these. And this end will just have the standard cheesehead screws. The reason being, once this end's pushed down, I don't need to move it. I can undo these, by hand, pull it back and lock it. Got it. I'm going to slide it along till I see that 900 mark. Got it. That was all pretty easy, wasn't it? And the ears again, we're powering through. Okay, we'll dock the end off. If you do that, it helps. All right, I'm going to go through. I will have to reach around to grab that as it's going to drop. See that? Beautiful clearance right the way over. I love them. Links in the description box if you want any. Australia only. I'll send them out. Free delivery. And in the States, I have an association now with someone over there. And I've cut the offcut, haven't I? Who wasn't watching? You know what? It's the same with 300. Magic. They must be just over 300, over 600 wide. It's only a very narrow cut anyway. All right, next thing to do is the drum sander. What do you think, Pierre? Hey? So I shall spin this camera around. Let me get the mouse so I don't lose myself here. And have a look at that whilst I set it up over there. How about there? This is a bloody handy setup. So much easier than the tripod. And I will move that from that one. I had got it set up to do this one straight off at the beginning, like do the circle cut, but let's prepare the board first. A little bit of dust extraction, never hurt anyone. All right, we're powering on. Run that, I'll switch the cameras. There we go, have a quick read. Seen a lot of people using the yellow lens for hunting on cloudy days. Make a difference raining fog, also good during heavy rain. Hi Giovanni, how are you? Morning Dean, Mountain Property, good morning from the States. And let's get this thing started. I'll throw the earmuffs on. It doesn't make a lot of noise, but it's a bit. Here we go. So it's firing up the dust extraction. You might see the dog wandering around in the background out there. Let's see how we go. Spin this around just a bit so it doesn't run into that. Oh, it's too high. Taking too much off in the first pass. This is a beautiful drum sander. Okay, that's before, and that's after I've just put it through the first pass. Now I turn the board around and go again at the same thickness. This is not a thickness though, this is a sander. I don't think it's going to need another one. On the paper, or it's dislodged itself, one or the other. That's okay. I'll have a quick look. Dare I? Yeah, it's dislodged itself. So that's not a big problem. It's very easy to put the paper on these. Oh, it's torn it. It's torn it right at the end. What a shame. The way around that, let's do a quick lesson on this kind of stuff. Is I'm going to relax it and bring it back to here at the beginning instead of all the way how it was, fed into the first clamp. Okay, that's got it. I've got my back to you, but let me just get this on here first. Pierre's gone upstairs and he's having a howl. I don't know why he does this. I told you he's a second-hand dog, so he's going to come with baggage. I'll go and get him in a second. This may or may not work. It may or may not. Let's see how we go. Pierre! No, it's not going to... I got to get another belt. Pierre, come on! Well, there you go. All right, next thing to do is create a circle. Yep, that happens. It just happens. Anyway, what do you think? That is there. Too aggressive. It could have been. And that's how it was. Cleaned off really quick. It's an old belt. I've had that belt for a long time. It's time for a new one. Every time you bend paper and it becomes weak. So I've put that in and out, and then, you know, it tore. So my own fault, and it just happened to do it during the show. All right, next thing is to work out my circle positions. Now, I'm not going to put one there and half of that and half of that, because I'm going to end up with really horrible gaps. So I'm going to cut the circle jig first over here. So I'll spin this around here. That's so good. Go to the other camera. Lovely. Back just a touch. Yep. All right. I'll switch cameras. There we go. Now, I have to take the dust extraction port off there. Eventually, I'll get this place organized so that these all have their own dust ports and I don't have to do any moving at all. So things will find a home. But with bandsaws, it's nice to be able to bring it out into the open a little bit. I'm possibly a little close here, but look, the focus is down here. I've put a hole pretty much center of this piece of 6mm plywood. The screw is under there. I know that this is going to give me a circle of around 185mm diameter. Now, I'll go under here and have a look. Got it. And if I can spin that on, like so. Now I'll be able to come in and do my cut, and I have a stop on the back for people that haven't seen this jig that I've made. There's a stop here that's going to collide with the table here. That will stop it going any further. All right, here we go. Push it in to start. And here we go. Maybe tip that camera down a touch. That's better. You see what's happening now. All good. Quarter-inch blade makes a huge difference, I've found, to cutting circles. Now I'm trying to focus on holding this, not this, to jam it. When I get to finish the circle there, now I can turn it off. And it stopped. So now I can pull it back, and I now have my template. Spin this off, because I want that as well. I'll show you why. Come back over here to the main camera. Now the reason I want this is because it's got the center marked on it. So I can pop that in there now, and I can use a square or anything that's straight, and go across it. It's the outside that I'm wanting. Now, what I can do is I'll go to Cargill for this. So I have that line right across. Now what I can do is turn this. Like so, until I'm at 90 degrees. And I'm going to put that there and see that I'm just a little shy. That's close enough for me. And I'm going to now follow this line across this way on the outside. Actually, I'll take it all the way because it might help just to go to the total width. Done. And then again across this total width. Yeah, he's gone upstairs and had a bit of a howl. He'll be all right. He does that, and I go up and see him and give him a cuddle, and he goes, "Oh, I lost you. I think you're an idiot." All right, now I'm going to measure the diameter, and I have 185 millimeters. So what I'm going to do now is do some sums right here. The board is 900 millimeters long, so we write down 900. I have 185. I'm going to have 3 of these circles, so 185 times 3. 3 5s, 15. 3 8s, 24, 25. 3 1s, 3 4 5. 555. Give me a second. I've just got to go and rescue the poor little fellow. Pierre. Hey. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Oh dear. Sometimes I wonder if I've done the right thing getting this guy. I think I have. Come here. Come and say hello. We'll switch the camera. You can have a quick say good day to him. Come here, Pierre. Come on. Up you come. There's a boy. There you go. Say hello to everyone. Look. There he goes. Oh dear. Oh, you've extended the tap. I extended the belt with. He's watching himself on the other monitor. He can't believe it. There's French bulldogs everywhere. Hey, that's all you, sport. Down you hop. Okay, we'll keep on going if that's okay with you. We'll keep on going where we are here. Okay, so we have 555 millimeters is the total of all of the circles that are going to be here. So what I do now is I subtract 555 from the overall length. 5 from 10 is 5, 6 from 10 is 4, 6 from 9 is 345. Now, I have 3 bowls, which means I've got 4 spaces. So I've got a space at the end, a space between the first and second, space between the second and third, and a space at the end. So I need to divide by 4. 4's in the 34 is 8 and 2 over. 4's in a 25 is 6 and a bit. So 86 millimeters is going to do me. So here we go. 86 will be my first line. So 86. And if I wanted to, I could use my calculator and do a running total. Look, why not? Why not do it? He is happy now, yes. Where are we? Calculator. All right, so 86 plus 185. Actually, we don't want 185, do we? Oh, well, we can do it that way. I was going to be tricky and go half of 185 for the radius, which would give me my center point for my line. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go with plus 185 equals 271. 271 plus 86 is 357. Now, for those people in the States who like using imperial measurement, you'll see now how so easy it is to do this in metric. Power of 10, the base count of 10, which is what we use, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, jump into the next lot of tens. I'm just reading this as just sums. It is so easy. Let's go to CalCam as well. So that is that plus 185 equals 542. And plus 86, 628, plus, what was it, 185, 813, and plus 86 will give me 69,000. What are you talking about? Clear. I've got the space there at the end. Let's measure it. He's quiet again. I've got 86, 87 millimeters. I'm happy with that. This is where I bring my circle back into it. Now, how far back do I want to go? I don't want to go all the way back there. I'm going to draw a line down the middle, because if I go too far back, I'm not going to have enough room for this tower to hold the drink water or the water dispenser. You don't think, Ben and Ash, you don't think I'll change anyone's minds? Okay, fair enough. So I'll use my combination square and I'll come back. I think I need to come back to about there. Let's have a look. These are the bowls, this one and this one as well. He's already had some grub in this. So I don't want to come too far in here because he's only got a little short neck. He can't reach all the way in there. So I've got to do it near the edge, but I have to do it in a way where I've got still a fair bit of meat left here so it doesn't die off on him. G'day, Hilton. How are you, buddy? All right, so I think I've got, dare I say, 1 3/8 inches. I've got 10, 20, 35. There, that'll do me. So I'll do a little line there, and a little line here, and a little line down here. All right. Put them back, and get my template. Now I know that that's center there and there. So that's there. That'll do me just lovely. And I'm going to put my hand over the cut as well so it doesn't make any difference. And do this. Here's my first. This is why we sanded everything off, so I can actually see where it's going to be. And that's good there. And the last one. Yeah, Vicky's off at a market today with her vodka. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. I bought some off her last night online. I don't know if I put a link there, but it's her old website had a little issue. Apparently, WordPress doesn't like anyone selling alcohol. So she had to, and they closed her WordPress account. It used to be Glowed Up Vodka. Now it's vickysvodka.com. VIKYSVODKA.com. That's it. There's no C, there's no IE or anything in it. It's, let me see, what can I do here? I'll make it a little bit interesting. Here we go. There you go. In Australia, she'll send it out to you. The rest of the world, forget it. And it is really, really nice. That's enough of the wrap for my wife. You can remove the finish with an orbital sander. Yes, of course I can. Of course I can. All right, next thing. I'm going to drill a hole through here and cut it with that. Now, before I do that, I might put the legs in. And then it's going to be elevated for me, easier to use. Yeah, I think that'll be the go. Let's do that. Go to this camera here. What I'm going to do is put the brass inserts in, and before I do that, I need to cut a little bit of rod and pop it up there. Where do I have that guy? Where is it? Where is it? What did I say? I said I put everything just so that I could find it. Found it. I found it. He's sound asleep on the floor again. So I've got this. Now he's walking around because I've moved. Move that guy out of the way. Up there. And put the drill press on. And using the dovetail slot with these little things. Remember last week I showed, or the other week, I showed you how to turn these into the 5/16 T-bolts so that they'll work in the dovetail slots that I'm putting in the benches now. That's not going anywhere. And a little bit of this. Okay, so I've got a bit of 5/16 rod because the inserts I'm going to use are are 5/16. And I'm not putting any soft jaws in there because I'm grabbing a whole lot of thread, not just a little bit. Actually, I'll go in a little bit deeper. So it's like the bed of nails. If you've got enough grip, you probably be okay. Now that I've said that, I may not even be able to get it on there, like onto this is my driver that I'm making. So going to do the cut with this cheap hacksaw blade. Come on. There we go. You may want to turn the volume down. Bolt cutters might have been quicker. All right. It's best not to touch those things after they've been cut because they can be quite warm. I'm just dropping them in the front one there. All right. That is warm. There it is. All right, that end's going to go in the chuck. And that's good. I'm going to turn the speed down to 0 or down to 1. And let me have a look. I've got a trick as well. The dog does not like eating dog food if there's been ants on it. He's a fussy fellow. Or if the ants are there. I think they leave some kind of taste. Hey, Six Nuts, how are you? Now these are sharp. These are knife edge, and the edges of that brass, very sharp. Span up. I'm getting things on top of everything all over the place here. There it is. Okay. I've gone and put it the wrong way around. Now, when I say the wrong way around, what I want is there's a screwdriver head on one end. I want that screwdriver end facing out, just in case I have an issue undoing these. I'm going to lock that together using the screwdriver head at that end. So that's why. Now, first of all, of course, I do need to drill some holes. Getting ahead of myself. We'll take that out, drill some holes. I'm I can just go straight in with this. This is a 12.5mm drill bit that I'm using for it. I'll use the combination square so we can get it evenly on the corners. Let's go in 50mm or 55. That'll be fine. .55. Drill those first and we'll mark the other end. I should drill a pilot hole. Whoa, she got it. It's in. It's not going to be very pretty on the other side. That's better. Let's throw them in. Why not? I'm curious. Okay, here we go. There she goes. And out. There's our insert. Quick. Let's put the next one in. Now it may send it all the way down till it hits here. That could have been what was happening just there. I can move those in there now with the screwdriver from the other side. I can pull them down a little bit if I want to. There we go. What's happening there is it's grabbing the thread. So it was flattening the thread on the jaws. That's fine. Here we go. Two inserts. One here, one there. Let's drill the other end. And then we'll have a look at some viewers' projects. Take this out. And we've got to mark that again. Yeah, where are you? Good boy. It's just there on the floor. Sound asleep. He's a good dog. I'm happy with him. Tear out, yep. That's fine. So what I can do there, Ben, I'll help you out with the tear out. Well, once it grabs, doesn't it? Tear out. Tear out's only a problem for people that don't have these things. Here we are. We'll fix the tear out. We've got this. Let's kick the speed up. Beautiful. There we go. There you go, Ben. Tear out's all gone. I'll do it on the other end after the show. Right, drive this in. So we put that nut there on purpose. The nut is there so that it stops, it gives me a flat surface to push up against, is the whole reason. So I can push it down to there, and I think that'll be fine. So that's how I've got it set at the moment. It'll go in perfectly now. We'll just back it off so the speed isn't so bad. Come on. Snapped it. Look at that. No, it hasn't. It's pulled it right out the other side. All right, I'm going to grab it from the other side and pull it through. All on live, eh? Gotcha. Oh dear. All right. Put it in this side. This time, you're going to do it for me. Nearly. Gotcha. I wasn't going to let it win. Bit embarrassing, hey? All right. You got some good guests lined up, have you, Ash? That's good. Let's see how we go on the last one. Why didn't it do it on the other one? Why did it not do that on the other one? I don't know. All right. There we go. That's our legs holders in position. So we can use these now. Put them in. Back it off a little bit. And now I can tighten that up with the spanner. Lock it in position. Good. And another one. I should have used a guide to pull them straight, but that's all right. I'll just give them a little tap with the hammer at the end. And the other end. I like it. Oop, wrong way around, David. Make sure the wash is the right way. Of course, it's because it's live stream. How's the baby going, Ash? Oh, sorry. Well, it's Ash and Ben. Ash actually did all the hard work. Pierre, don't you go upstairs and start howling, mate. You'll be in trouble. And the last leg, which is there. And the screw, of course, or the nut, I should say, is right here. Now, I have a little secret, and that is how to stop the ants. So I'm going to put Vicks Vapor Rub on these legs. And let's see if ants have any interest in climbing up the Vapor Rub legs. I don't think they will. All right, let's have a look and see how it's looking so far, and then we can start cutting the holes out. There you go. I like it. It ain't going anywhere. If I wanted to, I could put some rubber feet on there, but I don't think I'm going to need to. What I need to do now is drill some holes for the jigsaw, and then we'll cut it out with the trimmer. So before I do that, I did say that I was going to have a look at the viewers projects. I'll put this drill bit in. Let's do that now. We've got it to a certain point. Give me a sec. Pierre. Hey, come here. Pierre. Come on. Come on. All right, so what I'm going to do whilst I'm doing that, I'll put this here. I'm going to pick him up and give him a bit of attention whilst we have a look at the viewers projects. Come here, buddy. Come on, up you come. There's a boy. You lie down and have a snooze. Look at that dog there. See him? Can you see that puppy dog? It's you. No, don't eat any of those. That's not good. All right. Let's have a look at Ben's first, seeing he's here. Here we go. Now, I've got to find the notes that I've got on all of this paper. Where did I put it? I think it's just here. Yep. All right. Ben. Here we go, Dave. The third and final project from my Cert 2 furniture making course at TAFE is complete, bar final sanding and the finish. Pine and mountain ash carcass structure, dovetailed pine drawers on traditional hardwood runners. Let's go to the next picture. You can see he's put the runners in the side. And waterfall mitered ash, Vic ash top and sides. Spotted gum tambour doors, veneered mitered drawer fronts. Let me see if I can find a picture of the drawer fronts. No, there's the bottom drawer. And there's the mitered drawer fronts. There's a lot of work in that, Ben. That looks fantastic. All construction of main carcass and base is hardware free, using only dados, biscuited miters, half laps and glue. Z-clips were used for carcass to base, however. Right. We'll most likely have a spray lacquer internal finish for durability on shelves and drawers, and looking at hard wax outer finish options. Spotted gum drawer pulls, also handmade, as close as my fingers ever want to come to router bits. I'm not surprised, Ben. There's the handles that he's put on the drawers, on the tambour doors, and then back to the full project. That's looking really, really nice, buddy. Carrying along. Mary Jane's going really well. Currently on Ashley's lap after a feed, watching you with milk drunk smile on her. It's not a milk drunk smile. She digs watching Dave Stanton live, buddy. Next one is from Andrew Taylor. So Andrew says, hi Dave, just wanted to show you the cabinet handles. I finally finished them and just coated them in Oddie's oil. So this is putting the brass inserts into the handles that he's made. And this is prior to putting the brass inserts in. So he's just drawn some lines there to make sure he's drilled the holes perfectly right direction. And you can see they've just come off the bandsaw as well. So there's still a bit of work to happen there. And then the next picture is on the top. How nice do they look, Andrew? They're really beautiful. And from the side, there's a lot of work in those too. All right, so there we go. That's the viewers' projects. And let me remind you that if you've got something like that as well, a project that you're doing, please send pictures in. It can be anything, well, within reason, you know, but just something that all of us can look at and say, well, there's an idea. I hadn't thought about doing that. Like with those straw handles, they're a very oriental style with that kind of pagoda shape on the tops and with the two little posts. Look really, really nice. Okay, you stay there, mate. No, that's not staying there. Just sit down, lie down. You can have a snooze. All right, what's our next thing to do? Next thing is we're going to drill some holes. And of course, while I'm doing that, Pierre is going to go over there and then go upstairs and go, whoa, 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 again. Are you? I don't think you need to. You can stay down here with me. But you can't stay up here because I've got to work here. All right, down we go. Good boy. Down we go. There's a boy. All right, now back to the legs. And we've got to drill some holes. So I'm going to drill the holes in a little bit so I haven't got to worry about tear out, and I'm going to go around with a trimmer anyway. So I'm using a brad point drill bit. It's going to be large enough diameter to accommodate the jigsaw blade to be able to slid in. And I'm going to start at the bottom of the hole, so then I'm turning the jigsaw around like so. I'll come in a little bit and we'll pick the speed up. Brad point drills are a whole lot neater, but I haven't got a 1/2-inch brad point drill. If I did, I would have used it for the inserts. Okay, that's done. That wasn't too hard. And the jigsaw, I'll need a battery for it, of course. All right, let's get started with this. Drop the saw in there. Just going to make sure we've got the light on. Now, sometimes it may affect you because it has a strobing effect. I'm just wondering whether I'm going to use the dust extraction with it. Look, I might, so I've got to Bluetooth it to the Dusty. So which means I turn it on, I push this little blue button down here till it starts racing. Done. Now I can plug it into here. All right. Sometimes the hose on the back ends up being a pain in the neck because it's just something dragging along behind you. I find it really hard. If I'm outside, I won't use the dust extraction on the jigsaw because it's just so much easier doing it. It has a guard there, but I'm going to use these Night Rider goggles to see if it helps me see what's happening. It does have a light that tends to freeze the blade. I set it to strobe, so it freezes it as far as me watching is concerned. Do this thing again. Let's see how we go. Making a bit of noise. Beautiful. For me, that blade looks like it's sitting dead still. It's the strobe effect. What happens is the light flashes on and off in sync with the stroke on the blade. So I'm looking at that cut really easily. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this saw. People give it a hard time. It's a magic saw. I'm only going to cut one out at the moment. I'll cut the others out after. You don't start hanging out and doing your saws. Now having this down as well just stopped me running into the hose. They think about everything, these guys. Okay. For those dog stations for my daughter's dogs, 2 were 14 inches tall, 2 were 4 inches tall. I tried cutting circles with my jigsaw. They looked like I'd been Drinking far too much. Yep. So there's the little disc I've cut out. Now I'm going to blow all that off and get this back. This is coming back to the party. And I can sit it on there like so. And that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to clamp it on here, here and here, out of the way. Where's my clamps? Over here, I think. See what we've got happening there. That's why I've left a fair bit around the outside. I'm thinking I might bring this over this way a bit further, and then I might be able to put that lever clamp in here, out of the way a little bit. That could work better. Yeah. And this way. This one here. That's looking good. And another one there. Have I got another one lying around somewhere? Yes, I do. Good. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I could put another one right there. Let's see. Drop that down. The reason I want to put one here is... No, I'm not going to put it there. I've got to make sure now that my trimmer will actually work. Where have I put it? Over there. Alrighty. Going to check that it's going to be able to travel around there. Yes, it can. That's all good. It's good to check these things before you actually start the machine up. Yeah, that would have had a collision, and I think it's going to be okay. That's going to be fine. I printed this. I found it on Thingiverse and I printed it up on the 3D printer. That's going to allow me to straddle a whole lot more and have a whole lot more control. Oh, I love it. Love it. I've set it so the bearing is going to have around 3 millimeters purchase on this 6 millimeter ply. The cutter itself is about 10 millimeters deep. This is a little box making bit. And battery. Make sure it's turned off. That's one little thing with these. If you've got it turned on down here and put the battery in, it's going to start straight away. There is no volt release switch on these things. So don't have your hand anywhere near the cutter when you put the battery in. Okay? If that was on, not good. Okay, now I also printed this. This is a dust port for these things. They don't normally have that. I don't know if it's going to be any good. It seemed to be okay every other time I've used it. Done. How nice is this? All right, this is going to make a noise. I'm giving you fair warning. It will make noise. So turn your volume down. And I can start it with a Bluetooth here. Beautiful. Okay, and turn her on. And that's looking really cool. All right. I might do, I don't know if it'll reach, maybe Carl can. I could spin that around if I wanted to, but I wouldn't get my wife's name business happening here for you if I did. So, he's gone upstairs again, I bet. Pierre, what are you doing? He's a distraction this time. Okay, I'm going to lower it down. Now with this machine also, something you may or may not be aware of, if you release, actually which one is it? It's, there is a way of just pulling it up and it will slide. That's right, you just pull it up. And instead of using this dial, you undo it and then you push on here, on the back, and it pulls the follower off the thread. All right, let's do another cut. Do another cut, Dave. 12 o'clock, we're doing all right. The dust extraction is better than if I didn't have it there. And I love this base plate. Whoop. Moving around. I'm hitting that. I didn't realise. I'm an idiot. And I've got to put a chop in it. Oh well. That's annoying. Very annoying. Not to worry. We'll sort it out. Hey, Pierre. He's back. So as soon as I say I love this base plate, I've got to run in to one of the clamps because the base plate is such a good size. Where are you? Sometimes I get a bit lost because of the battery. I want to make sure it doesn't go tumbling off the table. I think if I put a clamp there, that will stop that moving. I noticed it was moving a little bit. Did anyone else see that? I can put that clamp there. That's a whole lot safer now. Lower it down a bit more. I think about there should be pretty close all the way through. Now the dust extraction doesn't have any hood here like the Festool trimmer does, but you know, it is what it is. Have I got a flat battery? No. Nearly all the way through. One more pass after this. Battery switch. Okay. Full depth. Turn around. Do the last bit. Done. Battery out. And you can see where I stuffed up. I'll show you. I just caught that clamp and it's gone into the template, just that little bit. So that's been replicated all the way down. Like an idiot. Oh well, that's the way it goes. So I'm going to get a little round over bit. We'll clean that off. Yep, 1/4 inch will do. And I've got the spanner. What size spanner is that? And have I got it hanging on the wall over there? I do have it hanging on the wall. Amazing. Yep. Yeah, Bill, I should have taken the template off, but it's okay. I've got a little gap there. I don't think anyone's going to really be upset with it. I'll come back to... Yeah, it happens. So I'll take this out. The only thing I don't like about this is getting the cutters out. It's very awkward in there. That's in. And that one up, and then this one just, as I was saying before, just push it up. And then a little bit of fine tuning. That's fine. Of course it is, it's fine tuning. Aren't you glad I didn't do all 3 holes? We would have been here for a month of Sundays. Again, I come up with that silly saying. Okay, there. And this one, a little bit more noise. And then we'll try a bowl in there. And I'll explain to you what I'm going to do for the rest of it. Might have the patrons meeting very soon. All good? Second rotation. I didn't even turn the dusty on. I get spoiled. You get used to having things Bluetooth and turn on automatically for you. There he goes again. Okay. It misses the floor. It will take those stainless steel ones. And it'll also take these heavier porcelain ones, which have got a much better base in them. So these ones, because they've got that square edge, there's all going to be all sorts of junk caught in there. The dog's tongue is not going to be able to get in there. I know with his, he's not going to be able to do it. But that's fine. All right, there we go. What do you think? Give me a comment. Perfect is the enemy of good. All right. Good worker knows how to correct his stuff up. That's part of the fun. Indeed. Once the bowl is in, you'll only be the one who knows it's there. And it's the back. It's at the back as well. See, that's a decent decent little setup. And it's going to be close enough for him. You've come back, have you? Look, how about we have a quick look on the ground as to see whether or not he's going to like it. I'll put it down there. I'll switch the cameras. We'll see if he's going to go over to it. Hey Pierre, what have we got here for you? What's this? You tell me if you like it. Hold on, we'll put it which way? I've got to go this way. Can you reach? He likes it. There's the stamp of approval. Was that good? He's got a little half a stump wagtail. Oh dear. If I put some food in there, you'd like it, wouldn't you? Anyway, one of the other things I want to do is I want to cut a radius and on the front only. And then I'm going to run the trimmer with that roundover bit, the same roundover bit that I did this with. That's the perfect height for him. He's not having to lift his head up too high. So I'll run the trimmer all the way around the front with the roundover cutter on it. Do the legs with Vicks Vapor Rub so the ants don't come up there. And then on this corner here, maybe here, I don't know, I'm going to do a tower that's coming in at a diagonal so it stops him wanting to kind of just come straight out of the water into the dry food. He thinks it's a good bed. Oh, you can't win, can you? Alrighty. Okay, Pierre. It's time for us to close the show off. Where are we? Go to the next camera here. I think I've got some success. He seems to like it. And as I try and do every week, I try and read out the names of the patrons. I've been getting a bit of flack from one person who said, oh, all I hear is in Patreon. These people are helping me out. I love the fact that they're doing that. So I'm going to read their names out again. Okay. I thought he was chewing on it then. Johannes, Mohr, John Parra, Vincent Ngian, Peter Woolworth, Brett Guthrie, Mike Deam, Wayne Cargill, Mr. Blue Eyes, John Peckham, Graeme Bland, Russell Hibbs, and Seamus. And don't forget that I have changed these around a little bit so that the one closest to you is the adjusting one. So you can undo these, bring it back so it locks it in, tighten it up, and it works great. All right, look after yourselves, be nice to each other, and I shall see you next week, patrons meeting in a couple of minutes. Dave here.